Dumelang sanbonani, it is another edition of the Dawning Experience with Chami Moroke. Today I've got an amazing guest. Omuntle. Ki worried, I thought kicking is maybe kitle. But no, it didn't work. But anyway, it's okay. Before we get into that, let me just remind you that this production is brought to you by Dreamstream Studios. All you have to do is just to contact them on the number that is appearing right now, and also hit them up on their social media platforms. It's TikTok and also Instagram. Thank you so much. Sis Wami,
Thokoza.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. Now I need to teach you to teach me that uthokozani. What does it mean? Ubulise edlozini.
Sithokozile impela.
So nami mawuthi thokozana, I need to say thokoza.
Yeah, God, kanti ufuna ukuthi
I'm learning.
ufuna ukuthi hi. Bese sithokozana ukucheck impilo ukuthi ngithokozile na.
No, thokozani.
Thokoza gogo.
Are you well, my?
I'm fresh.
Ngiyakubona yazi uyadrowa ngiworried ngithi yo Nkosi yami. I need to look good.
No, you look good. Ucapezile, you look nice. This is proper.
Sis Wami, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I would love for you to greet our viewers who's introduced.
Thokozani guys.
I got a blush.
No, ungangijudge. Thokozani, igama lami Gogo Mercedes, but my name is Mohohlo Sello. Ke tlhaga ko Soweto, Central Western Jabavu. And yeah. You can't even we don't even try to bracket it. Please don't. Don't do me like that.
Mohohlo, I want you to take me through your upbringing. How was it? She's girl vibes.
Not even cheese girl, but I grew up in a family yokuthi yahlanganisa.
Supporting structure.
Yeah, lo mntana makathi ufuna in kuyahlangana and ngakhula nogogo ukuthi thanda izinto naye. Yazi abogogo labo bothisha month end thenga amabhodo uthenga in. So I grew up with ugogo okanjalo. Wangifaka ukuthi ngithanda izinto, I believe ukuthi uyena. Wayenza sure ukuthi this girl must always be on point. And then ekhaya I grew up with my mom and my dad and my brother. I only have one sibling. And Dukachiso is my older brother. Okay. He takes good care of me. Naye kumanje nje angiyazi mina girlfriend allowance ngithola kuye ukuthi ya kune sister allowance. Uyaphethe and I'm like yeah kumnandi la ekhaya, but also ekhaya it was just a thing gore we have a child oratandilo and they would just meet me halfway ukuthi I'm a dancer. I want to understand ukuthi emdansweni kwenzakalani, and they even went to a point of taking me overseas. Ubaba wangise England because I was doing very well. Now baba yazi la bahleli khona ukuthi le ntombazana mangena ku floor guys. Yeah, I do the things. So yeah, ngikhule ukuthi mangicala ngikhala ke papa. I get everything. Yeah, but I don't come from a well-off family. Hey, no.
But they did well to ensure ukuthi awuphumi ngaphandle and just beg people.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So your education background, take me through that. Wafunda and
ngafunda kuma government school, and I'm not even done.
I love how you emphasize on that.
Yeah, emphasis on government schools because they are so good, and people would assume, they would also just assume, oh no, you have everything figured out. You probably went to a private school. I went to a government school, go Dobsenville, and and then ngathi mina abengazi nokuthi ngifuna ukufunda ini. Bengile ntombazana nje ukuthi I just look pretty esikolweni. Pageants sakosikolong I'm always just winning, But academically I was like, hey, mina isikolo siyangikhathaza guys. Yeah, I didn't understand ukuthi why amele ngihlale eclassini for so long. Amanye ama-class beswabhanka, but then ekugcineni phela akiri kingwana and I'm learning.
I get you.
Ngumntana ukuthi ngisafunda yabo. And then now come matric, we need to figure out what are you doing after this? I'm like, no, I want to be a gynecologist. And I was so invested in that I want to be a gynecologist. And then I don't know where. Guys, the first time I went on an airplane, I was so interested in knowing how it operates. If doctors I will definitely become a pilot. And then vets accepted me, but not for being a gynecologist. Bangithathele enye into nje ngatshela ubaba wami ukuthi mfethu ngamani usave imali yakho asithathe i-gap year. Let's relax and figure out ukuthi ngiyenzani ngempilo yami. Now during i-gap year yami I met this other lady. Well, I've always known her, but now she was posting a lot about flying and being a pilot. I was like, oh, okay. Now, baby girl, I remembered futhi guys, I'm still fascinated by airplanes. And then ngaya ngayo register eSuperior. Mangifika lapho bathi I'm too young. Ngicede i-matric mina ngina 16.
What?
Ngaqeda kahle mengifika they're like no sicela ume kancane akufike ku-18. That's how I continued with my gap year. I was like okay cool ithi ngihambe ngiyoqedelela le gap year and then I'll go into flying. I got there and no lie, it was very nice, I'm not gonna lie. The experience, everything was just up there. Plus we don't have black female pilots in the industry. So you being with your group, because it wasn't just me, I had other friends that would snap, they're girls and they're black. We started around the same time. Yes, there were challenges, a lot of challenges. Being a pilot, but in all honesty, it takes a lot. I remember being suspended at school because I was failing my exams. I'm not a bright student. I wasn't always that child who would say 1 + 1 good 2. No, give me and then now I was failing my exams.
That's pressure.
Suspension. Theory uyayifaila, mara practical you are spot on. So mana kancane, please finish your exams and then uphinda ubuye. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh okay, now I need to understand ukuthi bra, you gotta use your brain. Don't be out here looking pretty and then you don't have brains. And then kula ngaqala khona ke kuba ngathi I no, I can be Albert if I wanted to.
You know?
So now exams came. After my suspension, I wrote my first exam. 98%. And go aviation. Another thing that people need to know is that in aviation, 75% is a pass mark. But only 74, you fail. So I would always just bounce over 73. That's how I got suspended. And then when I got 98, the first time,
like, I would do that too.
So every now and then, I'm excelling. And my dad was wondering, why were you expelled initially? Because you're doing so well. 1 or 2. And then, I got my licenses. And then, got figure my license.
What's that? Yeah.
Now, baby girl is flying, gumnandi, everything is cool. Hold up.
Oh, goodness.
Who do you think you are? I'm like, okay, what is this? Because I grew up in a Christian family. Nami, I was just the youngest youth leader esontweni. Lo president. Mamela, this girl is always excelling esontweni. Nyashumayela, ubaba umshumayeli, umama sambato. So I'm not even exposed to izinto zabungoma or African spirituality. And then when things started happening, like but I don't even understand what's happening. So when I told my mom was like, I'm trying to retrace back to find out who had a calling and so that says and then it's just a rocky boat and I was like, guys, can I get a break, please?
Because you just got your license.
I was so excited. I think another thing till this day, they spend so much and then here I am being a sangoma. But I'm not saying I'm not making up for their loss. No, but the money that you spend at school and relax, you'll get it back because they reassure you. Amadlozi will always reassure you. If you tata empilweni soft, we're not gonna put you in poverty because of laupuma corner. You've already built a structure. So now when you meet people about we don't want that for you. Sifuna ukuthi uqhubeke ngempilo yakhe mina ngahlala phansi ngabatshela bogogo bami ukuthi mamelang njengoba ningibonisa lento eningibonisa yona angiyali. I'm not saying no to it, but I'm just saying ukuthi ngicela ngingahlupheki ngoba le ukuthi sihlanganise it's not working for me.
Yeah. So how old were you when this happened? When you realized the gift?
I think I was 20. Yeah, it was just before my 21st, yes. 20 kulanga kubona khona ukuthi amabilite indlu yawa ke 4:10 every day and I'm so young mina engqondweni yami I've always thought ukuthi ubungoma bungena abantu abadala like I'd look at my aunts because umama uyo mdala I look at my aunt and be like yeah she's more likely to take it but mina I'd complain ukuthi ngimncane I don't know kwenzakalani what if I don't want to take it, you know? Because I've heard ukuthi abanye abantu they reject it, but I've seen ukuthi mawuqala ureject abantu bakini bayakuvuthuza mfethu. They don't even compromise back shy akabhlungabi. So I'm like, can't my dad do it? And then when I found out ukuthi nginobizo, ubhuti wami was also undergoing phases zamadlozi. He would sleepwalk, nini naboniswe izinto. Mina ngiboni lutho ngaleso sikhathi. Angiboni twa, I didn't even understand ukuthi babathi uyaboniswa suka sekwenze njani. So he was more woke spiritually and I was like, oh okay, here's somebody who's going to save me. Banyamalala bogogo, bathula isayidini lakhe. ubrother started doing well. Like impilo yakhe yaqala yahlangana. I'm like, okay. Usekathulile ke uma sleepwalker.
Yeah.
Thulile uma sleepwalker, who's supposed to take after the gift? And then kanjalo nje yasiwela kumina. But initially we were supposed to go to my dad. Ubaba wadakha amabhullet the way wadakha ngakhona. Ubhuti wami bamnika i-free pass. Mina ngathi free pass bathi Miche awunamo uyami because we want somebody who's vocal, somebody who's not even going to shy away from everything. Ukuthi mina sengiyisangoma. One thing about ubungoma bami mina I embrace it every day. Nanoma ngathiwa sambe siyogroova, best believe I'll rock up ngeBhayi.
But how did you feel, Kamu, when you found out about this? Like, you're a Christian, and then how are you feeling? Oh, guys, no.
When I found out, mina ngangizitshela ukuthi bayangithakatha ke manje. I'm not gonna lie. Ngangisho ukuthi yey ngiyasetshenzwa big time. There is no way ukuthi ngapasa ngithole i-license yami yokuflya. Everything is in shape.
You were set.
And then kufika into ukuthi ngibuyisele emuva. So I was like, hey, mina bayangisebenza ke manje. And I went to my other friend ukuthi naye uthwasile. Ngaya kuye ngamtshela ukuthi business is doing well because the crash house the business.
Yeah.
We just started the business. Herbalife is also doing well. I'm like, bruh, listen, all my businesses are taking shape and manje sokuvela into kanje I don't even understand ukuthi kwenzakalani. Utsho mama athi mina ngizokubhula ngikutshele ihistory yakini but I'm not going to tell you what to do from here.
Yeah.
Ngizitshela ukuthi lo season uyangibhora ngoba ngifuna i-solution. I want you to tell me ukuthi ngiyenze njani. Yeah, I can't because it was getting intense. Mawuya emall uhlangana nesangoma. Baqonde so uyabona ukuthi lo uze kumina ngijike.
I was about to say
bengijika ngatshelwa mina ukuthi uzohlangana nobaba loyo baba loyo uzokuthatha akuse kwakhe uyothwasa. And angifuni ukuthwasa against my will. At least let me decide ukuthi ngiyafuna ukuya or angifuni. Yazi one day ngambona lo baba lo abhinca amabhayi amaningi and I'm like yo lo uzothatha mina. Ngajika emaponya mall. Shayi U10 ngayogibela itaxi ngabuyela ekhaya ngabika ekhaya ukuthi lento beningithume yona ayi cha khona umuntu engimbonile bekumele ngibaleke. So when it came to me initially I thought ukuthi la ngiyasetshenzwa because of already I'm doing well and the only way you can distract me ukuthi ulethe into ekanjena but also as soon as I learned ukuthi ubungoma busebenza kanjani amadlozi asebenza kanjani I was like oh actually it's a blessing. Mina umuntu manje ukuthi uhlusha umoya I'm like bruh just bow down and say ngiyabonga because you already found your purpose empilweni. Other people are still striving to find out ukuthi why was I brought into this life when you're given your purpose ungakayi anywhere and when you find it usasemncane iyakusiza nawe ukuthi oh okay now I know what I live for so you don't live with regrets or questions ukuthi am I doing into right kusasa mase ngishona bazongijaja laphayana judgment day iyafika uNkulunkulu uyothini ngami. So yeah after finding that I was like okay I found my purpose it's fine asambe ngiyothwasa ngangena ngevosho. I think I've always said this mina ephelweni ngangena ngevosho ngangena ngiyislay queen ngingenandaba ukuthi kenzakalani. I was like you know what listen you don't need to convince me to go in. Nyangena. Belokhu bebhula ke remamela you don't need to convince me. I already know ukuthi nyangena. So my mindset was already set onto being inyanga but I was not ready ukuthi I'm going to be a full-time sangoma. In my head I was thinking ngiyophetha kuphele qhubeke ngempilo it's done. But oh okay what okay sharp nalo wena mo sticking and they gave me umsebenzi wasendumbeni. In my head I'm like izangoma I've seen other healers bro izangoma zinayo imali. In my head I've always said that ukuthi izangoma zinayo imali ngiyobhinqa ibhayi all the time ama beads every day mithi imali izophuma kuphi. Then I sharp fede ngibona ukuthi idlozi man liya provide. They're not saying ukuthi no asikuphi or sikupha kancane baya provide and they're making up ukuthi uthwasile and now this is your home. You're not going to succumb to a 9 to 5 or settle for isalary nan uyazibhadala sis. Kula ngasho ukuthi yo no mina ngizoba isangoma esibhubhudla imali isangoma esizithandayo isangoma that really looks nice.
So how long does it take ukuthi uye ku initiation school?
It depends ngempande. Mina empandeni yami I train amathwasane 4 to 6 months.
What's impande? What's that?
I don't want to say ukuthi it's an association. But it's pretty much that. Khona le dimpande tsa leng hore it's a certain group. So people have seen with us there's always a group of people that I work with. Simpande ka dumezulu. Impande ukuthi ikhulisa amathwasana amanye. So when initiates come ekhaya it's either baphupha mina or baphupha abantu engisebenza nabo or baphupha ikhaya lami or indumba whatever the case is but if ubona impande yethu that's when you know okay this is the impande that I belong to. Impande kahle kahle ischeme squad.
Okay.
Squad goals.
No. Yasithola manje.
Yes, so empandeni uy yabona ke manje.
Idlozi livumile ukwenzakalani.
Yazini bayayifakazela ukuthi uyayichaza le ndaba yempande ukuthi ize kanjani. So empandeni I trained my initiates 4 to 6 months. Kwashaya u8 months mfethu I started looking into things ukuthi kungani because of mina ever since ngiqala ukuthwasisa ngikhumbula ngithwasisa ingane ukuthi khani icala or mele siyokhunga idlozi yakhe silincenge ukuthi sicela uvele nani. Sithwasisa amajaha umuntu ufika sekasenkanini and inkani is the red phase yedlozi la ukuthi yonke into triggers idlozi. So most of my kids bangena basenkanini. That's why the period is like 4 to 6 months. But abanye I've heard other people do it for 12 months depending on what the situation is. Abanye abantu they stay ephehlweni for longer because of finances are just not allowing it. Phela impandeni angeke ngikuthwasise mahala uhambe ngizodlani mina
imali. You need to look this good.
So mele sisebenzisane ekugcineni this is my job, this is what I was chosen to do. So now as a person abanye abogobela bayakuhlalisa empandeni uhlale ungakayikhiphi imali ye-school fees uzohamba mhlazana uyikhipha but ukuthwasa akusathatha isikhathi esingaka because manje sithwasa amadlozi avakere akhiphe amehlo abalalana.
You know, Kamu, I want to get into something. Since you know, in a Christian family, now this happens. You know how Christians we can be. How has that been?
Okay, the judgment has always been there.
Of course.
It even went to a point where I'm not comfortable with going back to my church anymore because there's a youth group and then they post on Facebook, And then this other time I saw a post, amabai uthi ingane zasesontweni seziza ngamabai esontweni and you can't even do that and this was posted by umfundisi. I'm thinking to myself, no akusapara khola ele yako kerekeng ke apara siphika. Angisenayo i-black skirt neshirt elimhlophe ngigcoka ijazi. What happens when I go to your church? Umoya wami uvuke. I was like, you know what? Nah, this whole I'm really not against Christianity because nasendumbe I still use the Bible. Ngiyathandaza. I teach my kids every day ukuthi lalela, it's you idlozi lakho noNkulunkulu. You cannot perform anything if you're gonna jump the middleman uthi ngiyakuNkulunkulu or ujump the upper man and say ukuthi mina ngisebenza ngedlozi kuphela. There is no dlozi without uNkulunkulu and uNkulunkulu naye yazi ukuthi njengoba abantu bami baphila emhlabeni I have assigned each ancestor to their own isibaya sabo. Ngibanikile each family ukuthi these are the people that you're gonna take care of. Whatever that they do, those are our messengers to uNkulunkulu. So mina ngakhula ngazi kanjalo ukuthi okay, now that sengithwasile I need to balance both because I can't write down ukuthi hey uNkulunkulu phela manje angisayingena isonto sokuphelile no akuphelanga. Nasendumeni izangoma siyathandaza kakhulu. So the judgment that came with that ukuthi no bekathandaza jiki sekuyisangoma but also I was like I don't expect the next person to understand what I'm going through because of inhlupheko yakhona yaziwa yini. You wouldn't understand la uhleli khona awazi ukuthi emoyeni kuyenzakalani. So ngathatha ngaleyo nto leyo ukuthi even at church no matter how many times I've been judged it's okay mara mina empilweni yami ngiyazi ukuthi ukhambani. uNkulunkulu ngisamkhonza kakhulu amadlozi ngiwabekele phezulu kakhulu and then nami ngiyakhona ukuphila kunjalo.
And I was about to ask you ukuthi like how do you incorporate them church and ubungoma together?
Kamnandi kanjani? So emazangomeni we do have church services. Abanye abantu baphiwe ngokuthi bahambe bayoba namasonto wabo. Abanye baphiwe ngokuthi ubamba insebenzo nje ukuthi ihambiswa ngesonto. Abanye abathandazeli. So with us we normally have a ceremony called isitshiso. Masenza isitshiso siyashumayela, singena emoyeni kushawa isigubhu. It's a full on church service. Bona anyeke uzusho nokuthi labantu laba izangoma or bathwasile. So with everything that we do we first start njengoba ngichaza ukuthi uwe idlozi uNkulunkulu. We start with the upper man. Makuthiwe ekhaya kunomsebenzi siqala si accommodate uNkulunkulu nezinto zokuthandaza followed by ubungoma. And now also when we consult you also bring in umoya ukuthi uphuma kuNkulunkulu because I can't do a reading based on what idlozi lami knows. Idlozi lami doesn't know nothing. Idlozi lami takes information from uNkulunkulu and then I go and implement it empilweni yakho ukuthi okay this is a message that I'm getting or a prophecy that I'm getting and then ihamba kanjani kanjani. Mina in my ndumba it's a standard thing. Nanoma ungathi kimi ufuna amathambo ngiyoqala ngeBhayibheli ngoba I can't do anything. Nanoma ungathi angifuni iBhayibheli I have to because I can't do a reading without starting with the Bible. So ngiqala indaba yami kuBhayibheli ngoba iqala lapho kulandele ngedlozi. Mawufuna ukuthi hayi chomi yasingene emathambweni ngiyakutshela ukuthi uzohlonipha indumba kuqala. Endumbeni sisebenza ngeBhayibheli, sisebenza ngamanzi, sisebenza ngomoya then inhlolo. kanjalo nje.
Wow. Guys, ngisesikolweni.
Hectic.
Now I want to get into the name. I want to know, what was your name after initiation, and what does it mean? Because you found there's Gogo Spanban in. What does it mean?
Okay, Edlozini, my Edlozini name that is being used by everybody, Umasedi. But the CMEs, we have Umalisang, which is Ugogo, where I Kaya. We have Abondunia Manzi, Amadlozi Wakdala, Singawazi Nokwazi. So the name that everybody uses is Umasedi. Lelo Gamalelo, awuthole ekugcineni. Mawungena empandeni nje. Ukugajeka is a process where they cover you ngeshiti elimhlophe and then shower igubhu and then you summon idlozi lakho ukuthi likhiphe igama, because mawusephehlweni they can't keep calling you gama uwe usenyameni sifuna umoya wakho. So after makagajekile mina kimi kwaphuma Umasedi, and how it came about is that under that sheet, because of I've been through so much, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening, didn't get a brief. You know what? And I even called my ancestors. I don't know what's going on. Just lead me to wherever you want to. And then I just saw a lot of flashing lights. Like ilanga, lights, car lights. And I'm like, hey, who busy? And then instantly I passed out. But I didn't pass out. Faint. No. I just faded away. I went into a trance without knowing that I'm in a trance.
Okay.
And then there's a whole video. I shoot a video because of you can't fully remember what you were saying. And also if it's your first time, you tend to be a bit disorientated. You don't understand why can't I breathe? Why can't I remember izinto? So they took a video, and it was at that time lalisel khupukile la shukuthi mina nguMasedi ngizalwa abantu bakasilo ngivela kuphi ngize ngani empandeni, and this is what I want emntwaneni wami. And then bangihlehlisa mengibuya, I felt like I've been gone for ages. Oh, wow. I was so exhausted. I was very, very tired. Being understand why am I so tired? I mean, I was sitting down. Next thing, so I remember what I saw, but I don't know how we ended up to that point. And then and I've always been told, most of my clients will say, you've brought so much light in Pileniam because of Bunyame. And every now and then it just reconfirms ikama, oh, you're bringing light in Pilenzaband. Kono munyu gutilo zake magalbiza, libizo lubumnyama. Sonke sinawo amadlozi ukuthi ayaganga abanga ntitis likhona idlozi ukuthi liyaganga, but some people kukhuphuka lo yokuqala before kuvela laba abanye njengoba wondoni yamanzi nana, you know ukuthi umuntu wasemanzini lo. So amagama wamadlozi, they tend to explain themselves ukuthi mina ngidlozeli kanjani, ngoba even when we help you mawungena ephehlweni, we want to understand ukuthi ubona ini. Abanye abantwana, they don't just go in a trance just like that. Akavesene khwaze nje sekayamemeza ukuzidlozi, no, mele umkhaphe ukuthi la uhleli khona ubona ini gogo. If they're not responding, then you know that they've tapped into their spiritual world and they're trying to analyze whatever that they see. If we are responder, because also being edlozini, it's not nice, eh?
I was about to ask you that.
It is not nice.
How is it?
It's not nice. Amanye amadlozi akhubazekile. Amadlozi ukuthi kudala washona, abanye bashonele imigacweni, other people bashonele ibhedlela, omunye ushone azi kahle ukuthi akaqeda into zakhe emhlabeni. So whenever you go into a trance, kuphuma ngedlozi lakho ukuthi which spirit are you dragging? Now, I always channel my energy towards the one person. I always say because if gwavela uCMEs, now I can't walk. I have to sit there. If gwavela undoni, then I'm a slay queen. That's what she is. She's a girl who's tandayo, and it's just that. Yeah, so whenever you go into a trance, you need to channel your energy and say, this is this energy that I'm pulling in, because you can't just pull any energy. Everybody has a dark ancestor. If you say so when you're in a trance, for me personally, it's a very, very beautiful thing, because I'm quasi all the time. I'm not like, I know there's other healers about every now and then, like every day we are quasi. With me, I don't do that, and I don't understand why. Okay, like umuntu sihleli njena, and you're like, oh, Sabawell. But also I'm like, no, I don't always want to experience that, because I pass out, I always want to sleep. So so yeah, when you're in a trance, it's just magical, you know. Kumnandi ngathi ngayikhipha lento le ngikubonise yona physically,
Like, I'm
but
so
it's very
fascinated.
beautiful, especially if you build a connection with your ancestors. Then they don't have a reason to make it hard for you or bakubonisa into eyithusayo na.
Yeah.
When you go in a trance with proper communication nedlozi lakho, they make it easy. And bayakulawula, mele uvume ukulawulwa yidlozi. You allow them to control.
So how we
you.
can let's go wena tshwantse o na le molao.
Jomi, bayakulawula. Yazi babathi abantu bakubambe ngamawashini, bayakulawula. I remember our previous mqimbi, I went estigini masiyogida. Ngangitshela umuntu ongigida naye ukuthi mina ngifuna ukuthi in and out. We spent 2 hours estigini. Non-stop, asikhathalanga. Ayikho into enzakalayo. So imagine ukuthi idlozi liyakulawula in that moment. Uyagida, uyavusela, ubhizi nje estigini. Mawubuya, hayi mamhela. Ufuna ukulala. Every time mina manginomgidi bayazi ukuthi ngagida kuphela, hayi chayile. Because you're not going to see me. I'll be sleeping in my ndumba or ngivuke ngihambe ngiye endlini pass out.
So you were basically tired. How about the next?
Exhausted. Lidi jo yala madlanga. Na ama eyelashes siyalala ngama eyelash.
Guys, there's something funny. On social media, I used to see them saying Gogo Mercedes. Now Mercedes ikena guy.
Oh, and then
Because I I'm like, okay,
we had this girl,
Mercedes.
we had this baby girl who she's a fun person, right? So, but look what's Mercedes. But you know, mina like I'm look at Mercedes. And she started calling me Mercedes. It became a thing in Pandini. We say, no, it's Mercedes. And then I was like, yeah. Now it's like, okay, Gogo Mercedes went to Mercedes. And then that's how my social media came about. It's okay, I'm gonna go out to the world as Gogo Mercedes. I'm no longer using Mohohlo. Yeah, on Instagram I still use that. But on TikTok, I watch Mercedes. And also when I get that, they used to say go to me and driver in business steering wheel. So it lives up to the name you go to Mercedes.
Yes.
So yes. That's how Mercedes
No, thanks for that clarity. Because I was so confused. I'm like, okay.
And then my charger. That's kind of one charger lelo gama lelo bathi amadlozi abizo Mercedes. I'm like, guys, nina nithathela kude yazi.
Mina ngithi bathi umuntu wala. You're supposed to be here.
Lutho, not even. Not even.
Gogo, you know, I need to understand the difference. There's Gogo, there's Mkhulu. You'll find a female bariki Mkhulu. What does it mean?
Lokho makwenzakala suka sokuthi umuntu akhona ukhwele idlozi lesilisa. So uMasedi kahle kahle uMasedi is umkhulu. It's not a gogo. But I'm not fussy like that. Like mina kuya ngawe ukuthi mawuhlangana nami ubona ini ngoba as umntana wamadlozi I believe that we are not always led by one ancestor. It doesn't happen. I can't always see you as gogo. Mele ngibone nalabo ukuthi bayeza or sebefikile wena. So when a person comes up to me and says mkhulu, I understand ukuthi kusho ukuthi maye ngibona suka sekabone le dlozi ukuthi liphakeme kuqala, which is uMasedi. Methi gogo nya understand ukuthi okay kusho ukuthi ubona abo gogo laba abanye abanye. But ebuzangomeni, to be honest, people like that title yokuthi mina ngumkhulu. In all honesty, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't hold any weight. Like if I see a gogo and I call you gogo or I call you mkhulu, it doesn't really matter. Other people take offense, but dog, it doesn't matter.
That's what because
it honestly doesn't
when
matter.
I asked you Guti Thokozani, because there are people who would say when you say gogo, you need to respect me. You don't just say it, Nje.
No, but also, you don't just demand respect. You earn respect. I can't come up to you and say, no, melungucela based on what terms. If I'm standing up and I'm like, hi, melungucela, you don't do that. Mangicala ngithi thokozani mhlambe kula ukuthi ungazithoba usho ukuthi thokoza gogo. So edlozini, I've seen that around and it's okay. I feel like if you want to do that, it's for you. But with me, people know I don't demand respect. Rather, I'll do things ukuthi zingenza ukuthi ungihambe uyongihlonipha. But calling me mkhulu or gogo to me it doesn't really matter. Bayangibiza uMasedi and ngiyasabela ngoba ngijaha lomnguni ekugcineni. Even the youngest people lamathwasana I haven't initiated ukuthi akakhona ukuthi baba, akakhona ukuthi gogo, akakhona ukuthi mkhulu, uthi Masedi, and it's okay. And then you find people in our band fussing about that. Why angathi baba? And I'm like,
guys, what's the
umsebenzi uyaqhubeka after all. It doesn't really matter what you call me, just as long as we get the job done. So the respect that comes with Lozini, you need to earn the respect. You don't demand it.
You know, now as you speak about that, you guys, do you feel like you are being disrespected? You know, lately we see people coming in, suddenly the gifting, and you're not sure if it's true or not. Do you feel like you guys are being disrespected?
Not even. Mina, for me, I look at people who say that they're spiritually, even when we know that you're not. I'm spiritually gifted. We give you a chance.
How do you know they're not? How do you know?
Because we've had cases, let me tell you, you see this happen in most cases. Some people are schizophrenic, abanye abantu they have past traumas, and then mayifika kuwe upload i-story esihlukile. Mina ngiphuphe wena, ngiphuphe ama-beats athize, ngiphuphe ini, mina ngiyakhwaza, mina in. Sharp. I'm not allowed to say, hey, awunampho yabadimu. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. What I do is that I take you in. Rukinya go trialing. And I always say, my kids will tell you straight up, ubaba will say every time ingane engamelanga ukuthi ithwase ayingalasti la ejardini, because then you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time. Waste isikhathi sabanye abantu as well. So I always phahla for initiative ukuthi umuntu ongenaso isipho sabantu abadala ukuthi ungenile la ejardini, ngicela ukuthi angalasti ngoba kusasa xabekele busy nako fake gobela thasise umuntu oschizophrenic lana. Exactly. And then now you're giving people a reason to even tarnish your name even further, you know. So ukuthi umuntu unesipho sabantu abadala or akanaso isipho sabantu abadala, ezinyanga you will be able to identify that, but you're not allowed to say ukuthi when are you faking? Hey. You need to relax. Assess the situation ukuthi lo muntu lona ekugcineni akekho umuntu ozikhethela ukuthi mina ngifuna ukuyothwasa. Intwaso ibhlungu. People that are spiritually gifted will tell you ukuthi akukho mnandi ukuthwasa. Okokuqala, the discomfort of staying with somebody else. Ukusabela umthetho ongawujwayelanga, bakutshela ukuthi uyolala phansi. Mina ngijwayela ukulala kwi-king bed. Nakho ngibeka ecansini, akhona sponge ngaleso sikhathi. Angidli ngespoon, ngidla ngesandla. I don't think anybody would wish to go through that. So abanye abantu mabathi hayi no, ufake idlozi. Mina you are confused. Why would you do that? Because of idlozini.
All that energy.
Yeah, and you stay there no muntu ongamazi. Now you're changing impilo yakho for something ukuthi awuyazi. But ekugcineni, if somebody comes up to you and says ukuthi mina nginebizo labantu abadala, you need to remember ukuthi meqala sho kanjalo suka sekafuna usizo. You can't turn them back. You need to understand ukuthi okay, ngimsiza kanjani. Is this person in need of umuthi nokugezwa ukulahlwa ispoki or kwenzakalani? Lo muntu lona vele kwangeqiniso unaso isipho sabantu abadala or umuntu ukuthi nje uhalela impilo yamazangoma nani. So you don't just judge a person by looking at them and say no, wena unalo idlozi, therefore I'm shutting you down. No, you need to hear them out and understand ukuthi you're saying that based on what? And then you take it from there. As healers, shemaradi bona, and amathwasane bayayithanda. Thokoza baba mina ngikuphuphile. I always nyathethisa mina endumbeni. I always say ukuthi amadlozi ami basebenza overtime. Ngicela ukuthi kuze abantwana bakuthi ababoni per se ukuthi ufaka ama-beats kanjani. It's either uphupha mina straight or uphupha isigodlo or uphupha ekhaya. Ungathi hayi ngikubona ufaka ama-beats kanjena, and I think that we align. Yes, that could be an alignment, but also mawungena empandeni yami mina ngiyahlala nawe nefamily yakho si-check ngamathambo ukuthi idlozi lakho liyavuma na ukuthi ukhulele ekhaya, because I'm avoiding into yokuthi ungene uthwase kusasa kuthiwa ungirobhile. Hayi kurobhile byangu lingwana mujarateng. So we avoid into eyiningi. Umuntu mayethi ngicela ungisize ngendlela yokuthi ngithwase, uya-check-a kuqala edlozini ukuthi lo muntu kwangempela kumele ngimthwasise or nje ngimise emanzini a-acknowledge amadlozi wakhe. Now the reason now sinabantu abaningi bangena ephehlweni wonke umuntu uyathwasa, well, I'm not even gonna lie, it's quick money. Ebusangomeni uthatha ithwasani, that's quick money. But also you need to remember ukuthi this is a purpose we survive. Idlozi lakho liyakhona ukukushayela ukutafula umunye umntana, umthatha umuntu ongenaso isipho sabantu abadala, and you're like, no, I'm doing this for the money. Likushayele lokho ukuthi okay, since wena wethatha chelete naki jafathi ge. Yeah, so abantu abaningi bayaboniswa, no lie. Futhi ke these days baningi ababoniswayo, but not everybody needs to thwasa. Abanye amadlozi they just crying for help ukuthi ngicela nisinakeni, ambani niyos acknowledge siphakameni sisebenzele umndeni, and then uhlangane nenyanga eyiclever asho ukuthi no mele uthwase chomi uthwasa ini, hey ephuma kuphi. So yeah, there's a lot that goes in with being a gobela. There's just a lot,
and people take it for granted.
Mamela abantu mina nami ngadlalwa. The first impande that I went to, ngangibona kahle ukuthi la ngiyadlalwa ayikho yonke lento lena, and I even started doubting myself ukuthi nginalo idlozi kwangempela, because when it came to ukubhula ngangakhona ukubhula, couldn't consult, bengengitshela inkinga zakho, even though sometimes I'll be thinking ukuthi okay, yami ngiyamcabangela umuntu during consultation bayisho leyo nto leyo, and I'm like actually I thought of that, yabo, like ngicabangile. But also now the way bebayenza izinto ngakhona ihambe yangenza ukuthi ngizidoubt ukuthi nginobizo labantu abadala, and I took a break, ngahamba kahle, angihambanga ngodlame, ngahamba ngomoya oright ukuthi ngamtshela nogobela ukuthi ayichasise yazi ukuhlala lana angicabanga ukuthi this is for me
working.
ngicela ukuya ekhaya ngihambe ngiyophahla abantu basekithi, they will show me something, you know, but okwamanje I don't think I have a calling.
So we're supposed to say Kamagu.
So yes, they're also saying at some point I did doubt myself. Kakhulu ngithi hayi mina lento le angiphuphi ayikho nje lento le kumina. Kanti I was at the wrong mpande. Bengingaboni twa.
But you got signal.
Yeah, izinto bengibona ukuthi vele amabhayi ngwabonile, ama-beats ngwabonile. Idlozi la before ngithwasa, before ngazi nokuthi ugeza umuntu kanjani, idlozi la ngikhomba ukuthi hamba uye emanzini uyohlangana nosizo thize ume kweliphi iqala lemfula umhlangabeze ngeenkukhu. Ngiyayisaba inkukhu Nkosi yami. That day I was like, wait. Sekumele ngihambe ngeenkukhu. Okay, my brother at the time, my brother was the only one who had a car. My dad was working, so I couldn't go with him. So I'm telling my brother, hey, ngiphupe into esona ngicela ungikhaphe emanzini on Sunday. Thiba siyohlangana nosisi ugcoke kanjani ume kweliphi iqala lemfula. Thina mele singihlangabede ngeenkukhu and then she knows what needs to happen. So marvar masifike emanzini kugcwele kuthe stress ngibona imoto. I'm thinking, how will I find this lady? Ngibone ngephupho lento. I even tell my brother, hey, yazine ngathi ayizusebenza lento le cha baningi labantu laba. How when we get there umama washo ukuthi solokhu ngikulindile. I've been njengoba ufika sona ngiyabonga nazi inkukhu asambeni siyogeza ke. I can't slaughter a chicken. I don't even know what. Bengazi ukuthi inkukhu inenyongo. At that point I didn't even know. Cuz I keep her in like what's going on? So I keep her izinto. Usisi wageza, she went her way, I went my way, done. A chance
Wow. Kamo, with my next question, I hope I will not be insensitive or in some way. As you speak about you guys are healers, you use the Bible and you use this. Here comes somebody saying, what happens now? Because you are the healer. Okay, so in a budget.
Phela ukuthakatha suka sengingcolise lami idlozi ngithi. And abanye abantu mina ngiphiwa ngakuthakathi. Hayi leyo I always refer. Hambe kubani mina ngikhoni. Because also I think ukuthi it comes with inhliziyo yakho. If you don't have the heart ukuthi inhliziyo khonyonyo, then you can't be out here ruining impilo zabantu. Mara uphinda amshaye nyamazi. Siyayibuyisela emuva impi. Mawungicala hayibo angeke ngithule ngibheke. But also with clients that come and say ukuthi mina manje ngifuna ukuthakatha ubani. To me, that's based on what you believe in and your principles. As a healer, you're supposed to have boundaries and principles. If you don't agree with certain things, you cannot be lured into agreeing to when izinto eziright. Mina umuntu mayiqala athi kumina nangu umuntu ungidlela umuntu cela umfake isichitho. Ngikutshela straight ukuthi it's not going to work. Unfortunately, it's not going to work. Let's rather wait for the person lo kangela ukuthi akushaye, then you come back to me sikhulume istory different. But mina ke angikhoni. I can't even answer that because
it doesn't align with
it doesn't. I have boundaries and principles that I phahla about ukuthi bogogo lana emagulubeni nihamba niletha abantu abafuna impilo. Anginayo inhliziyo yokugadla omunye umuntu. So if a person comes in this yard ecela ukuthi sihambe siyobulala or sihambe siyoqhatha or sihambe siyothakatha whatever it is, cha suka seningilahla ke lapho. I'm not even interested in knowing ukuthi umuntu umfakela kanjani isichitho. Anginandaba ngikhaleli nokwazi. Yeah, emalini yabona emalini. Thomi yona rikayibuwa no so. Aribuyenga uri unyaka chelele. And also, other people umuntu yafika kuwe ahlole ukuthi okay sharp mina bangishaye ngomuthi othize and then now ngidinga ukuthi ungisize. But then the way ngisiza ngakhona ngifuna ukuthi lo muntu asafari. I always advise ukuthi the best revenge is making money, dog. Nanoma umuntu wakugila kanjani, just win financially, win empilweni with your happiness, make sure that you're okay. That's the best revenge. You don't need to be out here ugibela intaba manje sesibhethana namasaka siyothakatha. Cha, don't even waste your energy because ekugcineni inhliziyo yakho ukuthakatha yona on its own. So ngiyokupha umuthi onzima ngitshela ukuthi lo inyanga zathi ngithatha umuthi ophuma eMozambique finished. Lo muthi ophuma eMozambique ngeke bakuthinte Chomi if inhliziyo yami inehonyonyo kanjalo nalo muthi wakho nje awudingakali.
Thanks for your honesty. Ke rata ntho
anything.
What happens to those who give you the wrong thing, wrong information? Because obeile chelet. And like, no, consultation just says something. Maybe let's say, a calling, but hi iyo.
Umuntu akutshela kanjalo or isangoma yimi ngikutshela kanjalo ukuthi nesipho.
Yes.
Uyakhona ukuphika. Angithi masibhula khamba kuba kusho ukuthi sengihamba ngigijima phezulu kweinhlolo shaya. Bese wena uhamba wenzakala in. Mawungavumi usho ungidonse ngebhayi ukuthi bona mogogo lento ngitshela yona angiyazi. And also as a healer you supposed to ask, do you know what I'm talking about? If the person says no, mele ucheck inhlolo zakho ukuthi zithini. And in most cases if the person doesn't know it, then kuhamba kuba nama underlying issues ukuthi okay we need to check if inhlolo zithi lo muntu unesipho sabantu abadala but they haven't seen anything or they don't know it, you need to find out edlozini lakho ukuthi kungani nithi unesipho sabantu abadala but you haven't showed the person ukuthi kenzakalani. Because abanye abantu babonela izinto ezidlulile, omunye ubona into zamanje, omunye ubonela in the future, depending on what you are there for. So mina manje ngibhula past, present and future ukuthi ngikubona kuphi. That's how I break it down to you. Ukuthi njengoba ngithi uzohamba uthwasa, ngizokuvulela neset yamathambo, ngikubuzela ukuthi vele kwangempela uzohamba uthwasa. And then siyazi ukuthi thina einhloleni sifuna ukubona ini ezositshela ukuthi kwangempela uzothwasa. Abanye abantu bahamba namadlozi awukuthi bebathwasile mara mayifika kwena it's not the case. You don't need to thwasa. But isipho sabantu abadala bayasho ukuthi unaso. So we always confirm ngeinhlolo nangomoya ukuthi idlozi lakho currently lithini. Ngoba mina ungathi namhlanje uyathwasa kusasa lithi ayicha sengright. Uhambile wayophahla ngisafuna. Bayayenza yazi. Iyayenzeka, iyayenziwa leyo nto le. And sometimes you're like, hey, love me. Hey, mina I'm just here to cheer on everybody like ariyetseng guys. Amazangomeni kumnandi. And I always tell abantu basempandeni guys, nahana even erisatwasa. We wouldn't know each other. I don't think my life is going to be this nice. In all honesty.
Look at you,
first. Our life is interesting.
Everything, Emo.
We try. Siyazama, guys.
I'm imagining you fly the plane. You're thinking, no,
Mamela, private jet empande. It's coming. We've been manifesting for that. I could say, tell private jet empande because I'll fly it around. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, you know, Jonno. You know, today I was listening to something and I was like, it's aligning. It's aligning.
I get a t-shirt in my bag.
Today, I've got to Gogo. So I was listening to this topic, ne? So guy is saying umuntu wakhe bajola ne, but now suddenly motho a tsanza ilo thwasa. So yena hada hamo o batla ho itseng go end because yena hana ashela esangoma. So o batla mo tlohela because of this.
Why? As emadlozini guys, ukujola nesangoma, it's challenging. I'm not going to sit here and say kumnandi ukujola nesangoma because you always alert no. They don't even alert you about the person that you're dating. Minela midlozi will never ever say anything about relationships.
Yes.
So I've been in situations where now you can give
it to me. Yeah.
And Thokoza, thank you so much. So into ukuthi umjida uyakujikela mase kumele uyothwasa hey kukuyena phela ngingumforce angeke umntana abantu bangafuna kafuni. But also it's a bit heartbreaking because of imagine spending let's say 8 years in a relationship with one person and then idlozi liyavuka and then they leave you there. Nedlozi lakho amadlozi nawo mele uwathethise.
Why?
Mele usho ukuthi angeke ngiyeke ngijole nomuntu 8 years wonke only for this person to leave me. Kungani? You first need to understand why mele angiyeke makuphakama izinto zamadlozi. Mina I have an ex eyangiyeka ngoba nginezinto zabagogo. Ngingakazi nokuthi ngiyathwasa, ngilokhu ngimthandazela ngikhendlela namanzi, ngimthelela amanzi every night. Lapho wayegowa. Kendlela mithi.
Yeah, praying.
Wavuka one day wathi the reason you have so many tattoos is because of you're possessed in hey nalento leyo ukuthi wena uyaboniswa nokuphupha those are demons. Ngathi hey bo.
Ukujikela umuntu.
That's okay. Mina namadimoni wami ngicela ukukushiya ke kule relationship. Ngihambe namadimoni wami because I'm also trying to understand. I can't listen to you. Awuthwasanga, you don't believe in anything ukuthi it's aligned with amadlozi. So when you come in my life, istruggle saziwa yimi ekugcineni. So if you want to walk away because of nginabantu abadala, shab fede hamba ngizosala nabantu abami. Mina my ancestors are always say those are my blessers. Yabona intombazana mayicala ithi I'm going to La Parada to find a blesser. Well, I'm going in my ndumba to find my blessers. So you can't detach me from idlozi lami. Cha angeke ngoba lento iphila ngaphakathi kwami. It's not like ngiyahamba ngiyayikhumula ngiyayibeka ngihambe ngiyoyigcoka. Cha, it's within me. So if you're rejecting me because of badimu kulungile hayibo. Take whatever that you came with and said. A relationship here 8 years ngamani phele. and bashimani bayarata rantu ewu ithi hayisangoma siyongibonela mina ngisakhona nokuganga hayi
bangathola chance yawuchita ke
they can they can successfully do so.
Yeah.
I always say ukuthi mina or maybe bona bayabonisa angazi phela ngeke ngikhulumele zonke izangoma mina when it comes to my relationships umkhulu Maseli doesn't even care. All Maseli does is that okay baby girl uhlangane nomuntu wesilisa igama nesibongo sharp. My project is to protect that person and you.
Wow.
Ukuthi uya believe or aka believe Maseli doesn't care. Ukuthi uya cheater kukuyana nedlozi lakhe. Mina ngiyahlenza all the time. So if you're bringing energy into my home, I can't say ukuthi hayi manje uyangcolisa chomi uyisangoma ukungcolisa kanjani omunye umuntu. Yes, uyahamba uyoganga wayemele ubone angithi uyinyanga awulindi iphupho chomi uzomuza umuntu ukuthi hey bo mara wena ngari uyaganga. And also you don't even retaliate, you can't act crazy because of umuntu nomuntu enza into ayifunayo. Nezangoma bayawabamba amathenda lokho athi mina ngithanda wena ngithanda
kanti
yazi futhi ayingeke kuningi there's a lot going on in the spiritual world because also khona abantu abakhethelwa abantu edlozini hlozi likhethela ukuthi mina ngifuna ukuthi uthandane nalo yabo
so you find maybe kijolali omare I'm not meant to date this one
liyakhona idlozi lisho ukuthi cha this person is not who we want yabo uhlaliswe yinkani yakho yabo ngoba angithi uyamthanda but also idlozi understands mangabe uhlaliswe yinkani kumele ubuyele emsamo uyophahla ukuthi bogogo Thokozani mina ngizithandela ubhuti la lona imfunayo cha angikhoni and then they can always make music ukuthi impilo yakho ibe easy. Idlozi has every intention to make your life good. They don't come with bad intentions. So if you can't do a certain thing, anyeke bakuforce ukuthi yeah mele manje uthandane nobani bana hayi bangimthandi ke ngenze njani. What must happen now? Yeah, so good relationship mina I always say hey I don't want to include amadlozi and say ukuthi indoda yami seyigcwele istrata ngenxa yedlozi. Uyafuna, it's not even because of idlozi. And if I find out about it, good. But I can't say I found out because of nginedlozi. Nalaba bangathwasana bayathola ukuthi abantu baba bayadlelwa. Siyadlelana kulo mhlaba. Siyadlelana kulo mhlaba. Iyo
utense la kulo Mzansi. Hayi. Usiwaka you've been busy. Yazi masithi kaMohohlo we can't get hold of you. Jiki sengoni ad on TV. There's something that you are busy with.
4:10, yarara, guys. So, yes, we do have a reality show coming up. It's on the 11th of October. But I've seen on Twitter already people are bashing that show and I'm like,
yes, I wanted to talk about that.
Twitter is so slow and I'm saying read. I want to get magic too and cool when I need direct. Mina no man ngang judge and it's okay. I've made peace with being judged but then the show because I saw the post on Twitter everyone is like yes
that's what they said.
Nah, it's not even sangoma dominant, like the content is not about ubungoma.
What's
it's
it
just
about?
healers going on about their relationships. It's not hore manje nyakwaza nyahlola nyagida no. It's not teaching you about ubungoma, but rather how izangoma are going on about their daily lives apart from indumba. So when I saw the comments, I was like,
Come on, don't you think it's because of the other shows, the content yabona? It actually damaged for all the channels for the other ones. Content alona tenisha, you know, whatever that you wanted to show to us. Don't you think it's because of that?
It is. Like it's like now people it's okay to assume it's okay. There's another sangoma show. Clearly, so yes, lama show lawa adlulile. Yeah, but sebasijajela lokho. Okay, this is what happened previously. But shame you guys are gonna enjoy it. There's food fast forward to the day.
So tell me about it. The name of the show?
It's Thokoza Muntu'wam. It's in the name, Thokoza Muntu'wam. It's
all so but like
no, the show it was a roller coaster ride, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being a part of it. It's nice, you know. We're looking forward to many other opportunities, and I'm glad I'm not in a show where I'm supposed to expose ubungoma bam because as a healer, uneimfihlo zakho. Sangoma nesangoma sinemfihlo. So when you say ukuthi singena ku show, I was like, hey, break and
Yes.
you know. And then you set up njengoba ngisho as a healer, you have principles and boundaries. Endumbeni yami akungena. So you don't cover anything that has to do with Ndumba. And also the name of the show, iyachaza ukuthi relationships ngibonile lapha. I read a blog about it. Guti, no, they're just explaining. Guti, have you ever wondered, Guti Zangoma, how do they go on about their relationships and also they're involving their families? So rest assured, akuna Puza, Palaza, Komanzi. Yes, we do Kwaza because singabantwana bamadlozi. But it's nothing hectic.
So if it was, like those other shows where we get to see Ukamo, you were going to decline it?
Ukamo. Guys, Ukamo does not exist anymore.
Where you get to see what's behind.
Like, I feel like Mangpuma Epetwene, Kamo died down. And then I started embracing my dlozis and I learned how to merge the two. Because I had a personal life and I have a spiritual life. Now I'm going to so that it doesn't complicate anything in my life. So even on the show, there's bits and pieces where you see Kamo, but it's quite obvious. Lo muntu lo is forever led. And even how I speak. Because I just start crying. I'm not a confrontational person. I can't come up to you and say, when hangs are in. I just cry. And yabona lapho ukuthi kamu bekazokubamba mfethu. Bekuzoba ukuthi siyachikana all the time. So I'm a very, very calm person, and that's what I am on the show. Ukuthi I'm dramatic, I'm very loud, but also you need to understand, this girl is being led. Certain things I can't really be ukamo because we every now and then. Don't tap into that previous self. Just embrace it and allow them to lead you, because a lot of things could have spiraled out of direction.
Yep.
No, honestly, a lot could have spiraled out of direction, but it didn't. And now the drama. You want the drama. At 11 every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So I will be gracing your screens, guys. I will be on your TV screens. Please make sure you are glued to your TV. Advert. Because but also I'm ready for whatever that is coming my way, whether negative or positive. I'm ready to take in everything because of it. That's my truth. It's not filtered. That's really who I am, and that's really what I'm going through.
We cannot wait.
I can't even tell you what I'm going through because I'm not allowed to, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm gonna
as long as Tina's kulumile and we had a fun time. Because we have to wrap this thing up. Okay. For someone, they want ukthwasa, but bayasaba because of the society and all that. What can you advise that person? Hey, I want to do this, but
about revealing a lot ngobungoma. We reveal so much that they are now judging umuntu ofuna ukuthwasa asaba angeke usabe into ongayazi. Fear of the unknown doesn't really work edlozini. Just give yourself in and allow idlozi lakho to speak to you, allow whatever that you're feeling to happen to you, and eventually you will get to where you need to be. So edlozini ukutatazela akusizi ngoba ngangisaba amanzi uyisangoma melongo angivalele rubini neenkukhu engizisabayo. You have to allow yourself to go through all of that so that kusasa ube a healer ukuthi uyazi ukuthi into yakho wayihluphekela. Asifuna ukukhulisa idlozi ukuthi latotoswa. Hey Gogo, we giving you soft life. Inyanga mele iqine. If you come to me and nginyanga etekatekayo, then how am I supposed to heal you if ngiyatekateka? So umuntu ukuthi ubhekane nebizo lakhe uyasaba ukungena. Ngithi ngena ngevosho. Don't even ask questions. Ngena ngevosho. Allow your ancestors to direct you and everything will align.
Because people will always talk.
Always. Bayokutshela ukuthi hayi uyogwinya yini emanzini. It's supposed to be like that. If you know that's on you and your ancestors.
That's true. Yeah. Gogo, thank you so much.
And thank you for having me.
You've got such an amazing aura, and I need to applaud that since we moved here, you are the first female guest.
Really? So guys, listen, we're doing the thing.
Why? That's why.
Bashimani Roro.
Bashimani.
Bashimani kopele.
Then what was
Yeah, no.
So at least you are the first one.
No, it's such an honor, Shay. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, then I do hope you enjoyed our show because wow, Nikali Moskolong today and I learned quite a lot. But anyway, I hope you can interact with us on our social media platforms. I am at Chami_Moroke and also on YouTube. Just get in there, like, comment, subscribe, tell others. And I hope we're taking give out comments. I want to hear about
Yeah, is this girl again? It's her again. I got
Thank you so much.